pretty recently.
Oh, that's wonderful. I am so proud of you. So very proud, and also honored that you are a part of AM News. Tell us what's going on in the Seattle area.
In the Seattle area, kicked it off pretty heavy. There was on the, this weekend, especially on the Saturday the 30th. The 30th. I'm trying to think of the date here. My mind is totally drawing a blank.
That's okay.
With all the great events going on. It's just all this music is just blowing my mind out.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Jen. Don't blame you.
There's been, there was a great Ravages of Time, for example. Tut and Liquid Drive had a tribute to Dime, and then there's the Platinum Spandex Christmas party that happened, and that was pretty awesome. But with all these events going on, with all these things, it's really cool because a lot of my friends out here that are on the Seattle music scene, that are signing contracts, that are really working it with their band. Some of them are recording at Robert Lang Studios. I don't know if you've heard of Robert Lang. A lot of people have in this area, but I don't know how much it's spread across the U.S. He's, done Dave Matthews Band, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana in the day. The whole grunge movement scene, when that was happening in the 90s, okay, this next year, 2014, that's basically what's going to happen again in 2014 is a resurgence, a wave of musicians that are going to hit hard and heavy from Seattle, Washington again, a la the grunge movement. So that's very, very exciting. And then going to NAMM, for people who aren't familiar with that, NAMM is it stood for the National Association of Music Merchants.
Right.
That's where the name comes from, but over time it evolved from a United States Centered Association of Music Stores to an organization representing basically the international music technology industry. Now, what does this mean? This means that twice annually NAMM puts on the NAMM Show. And there's a winter one in Anaheim, California, the one I'll be attending in January, with over 90 countries worldwide are going to be there. It was funny, when I was applying for my media badge, I was applicant number over 75,000, I'll put it that way.
Wow.
So it was pretty crazy. It is an industry-only event. Only representatives from NAMM member companies and invited industry professionals and media can attend. So I can't really give out any secrets at this time, but the last few emails I've been sent as far as who is going to be giving what lectures where, they're all top industry professionals. A lot of them are definitely household names, for sure.
Wow.
Unfortunately, at this time, I can't say any of the names because then that would kind of be a leak from the from the media stuff that I've received. But it's really, really excited. This is going to be my first year there, and it's just exciting to be there. Also, to be there supporting a lot of the musicians from not just Seattle alone, but of course that's why I'm going to be there as Seattle's music journalist for Examiner.com. And under Examiner, by the way, in case you were looking for me, my name under Examiner isn't Jenn Findley. It's actually Jennifer Findley.
Okay.
So if you check out Jennifer Findley on Examiner.com, you have the latest music articles on what I think is, and I might have a bit of industry knowledge on this one, maybe a couple little tips on what bands I should really be focusing on. So if you have the chance and you go through a couple of the articles, you'll kind of see what I mean, and that will give you an insight into what's coming in 2014. It's more of a progressive rock sound, I would call it. I hate pigeonholing or overgeneralizing that every single band is going to be rock. I mean, Macklemore just hit out his rap. So,
right.
There's artists just across the board, literally. It's really insane. And Robert Lang now, he's had a co-owner, a partner for some time, who's Scott McKinley, who's a great person. He's really a go-getter. He's an entrepreneur. He's a friend of mine, and he's just a really great guy. And he really helps a lot of people here in Seattle, especially photographers that want to start out and that sort of thing.
You know what? Now, you have a little following that just kicked off here, Jen. And by the way, like you said, your articles come under Jennifer. I'm going to continue to call you Jen here on AM News. That's what I'm comfortable with.
Oh, that's great. I love being called Jen. That's perfect. Thank you.
Hey, Jen. Jen, I don't have an angel in Seattle.
He's always trying to drum up angels, Jen. Hey, listen, Jen.
I am recruiting, girl.
He's recruiting. Hey, listen, by the way, speaking
angels
of...
are everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. He's got angels all across the world now, around the world. By the way, this just came in on text. Listeners, be like Randy in Torrance, California. The text number is 775-384-4444. Randy says, I have a group here in Southern California. How do I get a hold of Jen and have her perhaps interview me and my group? Wow, how about that, Jen? Also from Scott in Atlanta, Georgia, who says basically the same thing. I am a soloist and would like to learn more information about Jen. So from Atlanta to Torrance, California, here on AM News, Jen, you being our correspondent in the greater Northwest, you already have a following. So if people want to read more about you and also set up what could be potential interviews, how do they do that, girl?
Well, the fastest way for me, now I know traditional's email, which for me is Jenn Findley at live.com, which is JENN, F as in Frank, INDLEY at live.com. Another way that's much, much easier is I created a Facebook page for a journalist page for primarily for Examiner, but I'm also going to be including more publications, and that's a pretty easy address to remember. It's facebook.com/Jenn Findley 01. Not O, it's 0. I'm sorry. So it's facebook.com/Jenn Findley 01. And if they get a hold of me, that's a public site. It's kind of like a like page. I'm not out there trying to get likes or anything. It's just a very easy way to contact me, to message me, to send me information, to send me CDs, stuff like that. I do review CDs as well. And I like promoting people that are great talent. It's one of the favorite things I do. And I've actually discovered a few people through.
Beautiful.
Well, more than a few that have gone there, that have messaged me, and that have said, hey, can you check this out? And of course I do. I'm not one of those people that just leaves other people hanging. I like to do the best I can and try to get as many people as I can on board.
All right, Jen, I want you to do this then. I want you to schedule yourself anytime from 6 to 9, this coming Thursday and or Friday, okay, to give us another update from the greater Northwest. I want to thank you for being a part of AM News now. I really mean that, okay?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Always, dear. You are our correspondent when it comes to the music world in the greater Northwest. Listeners, we have another caller. I've got to share this with you right now. There's been several texts that just came in. I love this, okay? It's our birthdays, okay? Again, I want to announce our birthdays here on AM News. Remember, it is community radio at its highest level. So, again, we want to give these shout-outs to Barry Johnson. Happy birthday. Jacob Floyd, living in the northern part of North Carolina. Jacob, happy birthday. Eddie Amara, okay? Eddie Amara in Florida. Happy birthday, Eddie. Rodney Erickson.